Hello, how is everyone doing today? Hope everyone's having a good day today. How are y'all handling winter? Anyone else already sick of winter? Okay, on to today's video. I've been meaning to make a video like this for a while because although Revived Witch is a gacha game, I've played it like any other game, meaning I went in blind, experimenting with the game, doing the whole trial and error thing. If you've been playing gacha games, then you'd know you can't do that, because if you do, you'd just be hindering your progress. That's why in this video I want to list some of the mistakes I made and share what I think would be a better route to take regarding them. Now, I'm not gonna mention every little mistakes, otherwise we'll be here till tomorrow. So it'll be just the more prominent ones that are either difficult to recover from, or the ones that kneecaps you and delay your progress. So if you're a new player, hopefully this video will be helpful for you and you'd avoid making the same mistakes I made. And if you're an advanced player and know of a common early game mistakes that should be avoided, feel free to share them in the comments. Anyways, let's start with the rare items in the game. First, let's talk about Soul Essence. Here is what it's used for and where to get it from. With Soul Essence, you can get a specific number of them per month. Hopefully I got the number right. But regardless, this is not an item that drops anywhere. Therefore, it shouldn't be used on just any doll's UE. Not to mention that unlike other dolls materials, if you reset a doll through Soul Rebuild, you can get them back. So you should take your time in figuring out which UE should be your first priority and if it's worth using this item on. I only have my damage dealers with the maxed out UEs. An exception to that is Edine, who is one of the top dolls in the game. So that's what I would recommend. UEs of damage dealers, followed by UEs for top tier dolls, and UEs with good boosts or good effects. Another rare item is Advanced Rune Stones. As you can see, you can purchase and earn a handful amount of them from several places, but there's also a chance to get more of them from a UE pool, though I don't think that's a viable option to go about farming them. This item is complicated because there is a gacha mechanic within it. Allow me to explain how runestones work. The three types of runestones, basic, average, and advanced runestones, are used on an equipment to generate 2 bonus effects for the item they're used on. The advanced runestone is rarer than the other two because it's the only stone that has the probability of unlocking that third stat on an equipment. If you go ahead and confirm a bonus effect with a third stat unlocked, then that third stat is stuck to that equipment forever. Let's say after that you wish to change the bonus effects, then you will be able to for the first 2, but the third one will remain unchanged regardless of the stone you use. I think the most efficient way to use them is to not use them on a subpar equipment for starter. Anything below legendary equipment with an effect would be a waste. And I know it all sounds too troublesome, but on the bright side, from my experience, you can do just fine with an average stones effect, which actually drop from several stages. Some of my dolls' equipment still have whatever default stat that they initially came out with. So equipment effects are not that much of a game changer when compared to UE, but yeah, you can make do with gold effect until maybe you have your best equipment. Besides wasting items, another mistake I made is skipping UR dolls in the Golden Petal shop. If I could go back, I'd buy whatever UR doll is in the pedal shop, except for duplicates, of course. But it's probably not something I would recommend for just anyone. It depends on whether or not there is an active event, the pedal shop dolls order, and most importantly, what someone needs and values most from the shop. The best items in the golden pedal shop, in my opinion, are the UR doll, furniture coins, soul cryolites. It's likely that if you're playing moderately, meaning not excessively pulling for every doll, you'll be able to buy one or two of the things on the lists. That's at least how it is most of the times for me. Furniture coins are rare. I suppose they could be included with the previous points. However, new furniture sets don't get added that frequently. There's no rush when it comes to them, unless you start at a point where there's an active event with limited furniture set. But if that's not the case, then still the UR doll would be the better choice. Soul cryolites are soul cryolites. When you spend them on a pull, you might get something or you might get nothing. UR dolls are a guarantee doll, so in my opinion it's the best option, and I don't see any downside to purchasing them, except maybe if you get this month's UR doll, you might not have enough for the next one, who might be either a must-have doll or one that you really want. Fortunately, Global Revived Witch Pedal Shop follows Cian's Pedal Shop order, and because Global is few months behind, it's easy to plan ahead and know when to skip and when to snatch a UR doll from the pedal shop. This is the expected order for the following months. Expected, not confirmed, since you never know when Global might start deviating from Cian's schedule. The next thing is ignore the main story. Since the game has an iffy difficulty increase, I'm not sure how applicable this suggestion is, but that's one thing I wish I would have done. Events give limited items, souls, runestones, potions, etc. Now is the event stages worth playing past getting all the limited items you need? That varies from one event to another. Another question to add to that is, are they worth the stamina if the levels are too punishing for your current team? I had that problem before with the second event. And to answer this question, let's go to the next point. Event Shop Limited Dolls. Event Shop Limited Dolls are 50-50. Sometimes they're super useful like Doran and Simbrats. Others, there's no use for them yet. And to answer the previous question, I'd say try to improve your team so that you can at least accumulate enough points to get the Event Shop's doll. On to the next one. Exploration missions / Mirror of the Otherworld. The materials you get from exploring these places you see on the screen don't justify the time it took to get them. It's better to reroll until you get a place with a soul reward. I've seen someone say in a post before how the odds of getting soul's location in CN and Global are not based on the same internal system. Don't know how true that is, didn't notice any difference myself. I'm just saying that to say, I don't know if sending your team gives you a better chance than just re-rolling would. But for now, I say unless the chrono thing or an event has a task where it mandates that you send your team on exploration mission, don't bother if it's not these places. And to clarify, event task, not commissions, which is the next point. Another thing to ignore. Commissions. You're bound to unintentionally complete some of the commissions just by playing the game. That's why you don't need to pause whatever you're doing in the game to complete them. I think the most stamina efficient way to complete them is to let them stack till 30 or just under 30. Then try completing them, because with these randomly generated commissions, you often will get duplicate missions. Last are two good resource places: Fluorescence Villa and Alchemy Lab. Mana is pretty much used for everything in the game, so if there is a place that helps spare your mana while also getting your characters to Ascension 3 and Ascension 4, then it'd be a waste to neglect it. It may not be a good option if you're trying to get it all to Ascension 4 fast for something like a currently ongoing event. But if there's no event or you're trying to level up a backup character, then this place is a great option for that. Same thing with the Alchemy Lab. The more you convert items there, the better chances you have of getting extra items dropped from there. So yeah, I would say if you're missing Ascension materials, check this place first before grinding the material stage. Okay, we've reached the end of the video. Let me know what you think regarding the mistakes I've listed. If you disagree with some of my takes on them, I'd love to know why. Thanks for watching the video, liking the video, commenting, and till the next one.